In the hush of Beijing's autumn twilight, where the leaves whispered secrets to the wind, Wang Yibo first crossed paths with Zhan. It was 2018, on the set of a drama that would etch their names into the stars, The Untamed. Yibo, with his sharp jawline and eyes like polished obsidian, arrived like a storm cloud, motorcycle helmet under one arm, his aura a blend of rebellion and quiet intensity. He was 21, a racer at heart, his life a blur of speed and solitude. Zhan, 26, was the gentle counterpoint, tall and elegant, with a smile that could melt frost, his voice a melody that lingered in the air like incense smoke. He was an artist, a dreamer, sketching worlds in his notebook when the cameras weren't rolling. Their first scene together was Wei Wuxian's playful banter with Lan Wangji, but off-script, it was Yibo who broke the ice. "Hyung," he said, slipping into Korean out of habit from his idle days, "you look like you've seen a ghost. Relax." Zhan laughed, a sound like rain on cherry blossoms, and in that moment, something unspoken ignited, a spark in the vast emptiness between them. As days bled into nights under the relentless glare of studio lights, their bond deepened. They'd steal moments between takes, sharing street food from vendors outside the lot, spicy skewers that burned their tongues, laughing through the pain. Yibo taught Zhan how to ride a skateboard, his hands steadying Zhan's waist as they wobbled down empty alleys. "Feel the freedom," Yibo murmured, his breath warm against Zhan's ear. Zhan, in turn, introduced Yibo to poetry, reciting lines from ancient verses under the moonlit sky. "The heart knows no chains," Zhan would say, his eyes locking onto Yibo's, and Yibo would nod, feeling chains he didn't know he wore begin to loosen. But fame is a cruel mistress, weaving illusions while unraveling truths. Rumors swirled like autumn leaves, fans shipping BOZhan, creating montages of stolen glances, edited hugs that lingered too long. The industry watched with predatory eyes. Endorsements hung in the balance, scandals a breath away. They were idols, not just actors, expected to be flawless, unattainable. One evening, after a grueling shoot, they escaped to a hidden rooftop bar overlooking the city. Neon lights painted their faces in hues of blue and red. "Do you ever feel like we're living in a cage?" Zhan asked, nursing a drink, his voice laced with vulnerability. Yibo leaned closer, their shoulders brushing. "All the time. But with you, it feels like the doors cracked open." Their hands touched under the table, fingers intertwining like vines seeking light. It was more than friendship. It was a quiet revolution, a love that dared not speak its name in a world that demanded silence. That night, under the veil of stars, they shared their first kiss, tentative at first, then fervent, like a dam breaking. Lips met in a dance of longing, bodies pressing together as if to merge souls. Zhan's hands traced Yibo's back, feeling the racing heartbeat beneath, while Yibo's fingers tangled in Zhan's hair, pulling him deeper into the abyss of desire. Yet, dawn brought reality crashing in. Paparazzi shadows loomed, managers issued warnings. "Keep it professional," they said, eyes cold as steel. The bond, once fluid and free, began to crystallize, frozen by fear, by obligations. Promotions pulled them apart, Yibo to racing circuits, Zhan to solo projects. Messages grew sparse, calls unanswered. "I'm sorry," Yibo texted one night, "the world won't let us be." Zhan's reply, "Then let's build our own world." Years slipped by like sand through fingers. By 2025, Yibo was a global icon, racing champion, actor, dancer, his life a whirlwind of flashbulbs and fleeting encounters. But in quiet moments, he'd scroll through old photos, heart aching at Zhan's smile frozen on screen. Zhan, now a revered artist and singer, painted canvases that echoed their story, two figures entwined in mist, forever reaching but never touching. Fans speculated, but the truth remained buried, a quiet sadness echoing in their songs and roles. One fateful night, during a rare lunar eclipse, fate intervened in a way that shattered the ordinary. Yibo, alone in his Shanghai penthouse, stared at the blood-red moon. A strange hum filled the air, like the universe sighing. He blinked, and suddenly, time fractured. The room spun, colors bleeding into one another, and when clarity returned, he wasn't in 2025 anymore. He stood in an ancient forest, mist curling around gnarled trees, the air thick with the scent of pine and earth. Dressed in modern clothes that felt out of place, he stumbled forward, heart pounding. There, by a crystal-clear stream, sat a figure in flowing robes, Zhan, but not as Yibo knew him. This Zhan had longer hair tied in a topknot, his face unmarked by time, eyes wide with surprise. "Who are you?" the ancient Zhan asked, rising gracefully, a sword at his side. Yibo's breath caught. It was BOZhan incarnate, or perhaps a past life bleeding into the present. "It's me," Yibo whispered, voice breaking. But this Zhan tilted his head, confusion etching his features. "I am Wang. How do you know my face?" The realization hit Yibo like a thunderbolt. The eclipse had torn a rift in time, pulling him back to the era their drama mimicked, the world of cultivators, demons, and undying bonds. Mind reeling, Yibo explained in fragments. Future lives, shared roles, a love that transcended eras. Zhan's soul listened, eyes softening. "Souls entwined across lifetimes," he murmured, stepping closer. "Then show me this future you speak of." What followed was a whirlwind of wonder and heartache. They journeyed through mist-shrouded mountains, where lotus ponds bloomed eternally. Wang taught Yibo to wield qi, energy flowing like rivers through his veins. In a hidden cave glowing with bioluminescent fungi, they shared stories, Yibo of bustling cities and roaring engines, Wang of clan wars and lost loves. One night, under a canopy of stars brighter than any in the modern world, their bodies found each other again. Ying's lips tasted of wild herbs, his touch igniting fires that burned away centuries. "In every life I find you," Wang whispered as they lay entwined, skin slick with sweat, hearts sinking in rhythm. But the rift was unstable. Visions haunted Yibo. Flashes of his present self, alone in the penthouse, body slumped as if in a coma. "I have to go back," he said one dawn, tears streaming. Ying cupped his face, thumbs brushing away the salt. "Our bond is frozen in time, not ended, but preserved. Wait for the next eclipse, souls like ours always reunite." As the hum returned, Yibo was yanked forward, tumbling through voids of light and shadow. He awoke in his bed, gasping, the eclipse waning outside. Was it a dream? No, the scent of lotus clung to his skin, a jade pendant from Wang nestled in his palm, cool and real. Meanwhile, in Beijing, Zhan felt the pull too. That same night he dreamed vividly, not of ancient forests, but of a future where technology blurred with magic. He saw himself as an AI architect, crafting digital realms, and Yibo as a hacker breaching firewalls to find him. In this dreamscape, they met in a virtual garden, pixels blooming into roses. "Zhan," Dream Yibo said, voice echoing through code, "our story isn't over, it's looping eternal."